Hello and welcome to the Global Podcast. My name is Gwinzer and we are here to talk a little bit about what's going on in the world of global conflict, a Battlefield community playing on PC every week. You can go ahead and visit us at global-conflict.org to know more. With me today we have Robert Willis.
Evening, chaps.
Insanity Rocks.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Corin Horn.
Hey guys.
And Seraphim.
Hello.
Today we're going to talk about a few things, one being the player draft for Battlefield 4 Campaign 1 has begun today. Opened up earlier today with a couple of technical issues, but other than that, it seems to be going fine. Robert Willis has came and fixed all our problems. So far we've got 60 signups. Anyone got anything to say about this?
Well, I think 60 sign-ups for the first day is pretty decent, actually. The game's not even out yet. I mean, that's something to be proud of. I think we're going to get more sign-ups, though, as the game comes out and everybody gets used to it. And I got a strange feeling we're going to have to do a second draft. That's my major worry. This could be a draft for all the old campaigners, all old veterans with BF3, and we're going to get a load of new recruits in with BF4.
Another Reddit rush?
Maybe.
Yeah, hopefully we get not too many people, but a decent amount of people where, we can actually have like a good rotation. Because if you remember earlier on this year in campaign 3 and 4, I guess that was last year, we had, 5 to 10 people sitting out. You could rotate. Squad leaders didn't have to squad lead the whole 6 hours. That was exhausting. So yeah, hopefully you're right, Rob. I'm of the opinion that I want a little bit more people in the community.
I'd love to see a lot more people, mainly because I could just retire my colonel stance and then retire to commentating on the matches, be one of those professional people there.
I think that's actually a really good point. Having more people allows for more flexibility, and you don't have to rely on certain people showing up on battle day. With more people, you can balance your army a little bit better.
100% agree with you, Seraphim. 100%.
Well, there's something to say about consistency too. So hopefully we have a good majority of the signups showing up regularly. But I also wanted to touch on spectator mode. It hopefully won't be as big a pain in the ass to, wait or sit out in the rotation. You just fire up some spectator mode and you're still watching the game.
I think, though, coming back to that, correct me if I'm wrong, but we still haven't decided on how many slots we're going to have for spectator mode, right?
Well, the thing I think the TAs, the high commands, are a bit concerned about is what to do with spectator mode. It's a brilliant tool, but it could be abused, and especially when campaigns get really competitive, that system could be really easily abused.
So I haven't, because I've been really busy, I haven't really been following the forums that attentively to see what you guys have been talking about. Obviously, your HEs are talking and stuff like that. Has there been any concrete discussions that way between you guys, the two HCs? You're not willing to say?
I think if Gwenza can confirm with me, I'm in the boat where we're just letting these sort of higher ups, a little more higher ups, to hash it out.
Yeah, pretty much. I've just been letting Cheesy do his thing.
Alright,
More than happy to sit back. I just set up an army. I don't care too much at the moment.
Alright,
You haven't got medals out yet.
Well,
That you
hopefully there's at least one spectator mode slot where we can stream, and we'll set a delay on that.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Blue, who's quietly recording us, set up a quick volunteer thing to see if anybody within the Public Relations Committee wanted to do it, and I think we got 3 or 4, maybe even 5 of us that were willing to do it. So, I think it's gonna. Hopefully, we can try with 2, maybe. Like that would be my suggestion if the high commands are listening. That just try it, see if as the campaign wears on, naturally as numbers dwindle, if there's still that need for streaming. If not, then we can cut it back. But I think we need at least 2, I would say.
I have to agree with you. I reckon 2 would be brilliant. I think I got a strange feeling they'll be passworded, so we won't have random people coming in. And I reckon I could go for an extra maybe one or two. That one or two being TA slots maybe.
So can we do we know if we can password the spectator slots differently than the player slots?
Well, it'd be interesting. I mean, we don't know anything about the server code. I mean, even on that beta test we did, we didn't actually have access to any of the sort of settings behind it.
yeah, it was all third party.
I imagine that, like many other games do with spectator slots, it will show who is spectating, and we can limit it to just the designated streamers / admins to be sitting in those slots.
Yeah,
Makes
I mean,
sense.
as I say, we will have control. We'll find a way. We always do.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's funny, we've kind of veered off topic here from the player draft, but
what I would like to see, and I'd be intrigued if EA actually have done it, there hasn't been any indication of it, is Battle Recorder. I remember for the old Battlefield 2 2142 days, Battle Recorder's extremely powerful tool.
yeah, I think HGX. I could be wrong. Someone posted in the forums with a video of that guy spending like, I don't know, 20 minutes outlining the benefits of the battle recorder and the implications it would have. Yeah, I think there's only positive things that could come from a battle recorder. But I guess we have to wait to see how easy it would be to implement that this late, 3 days before release, you know?
Yeah, it's to do with the netcode, really, isn't it? Netcode and server code is different to any PC code. I mean, has anybody seen some of the North American people here have always started preloading it. Have you seen how big BF4 is?
24 gigs.
Yes, I think other than
Wow.
I can't think of any of game. Maybe StarCraft 2, because it's got expansions. So I can't think of any of game bigger than that.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
I
fucking
mean,
big.
The thing is, though, that EO's kind of known that it's been something that the players have been wanted for a while. I mean, it was something we wanted in Battlefield 3, and we also want it for Battlefield 4.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I completely agree with you. I like I said, I don't know the ins and outs of their code, so obviously, so again, it's easy to say like, why don't they just implement that when they have that much money and that many resources? But as a
True.
programmer, sometimes I'm like, it's not just be like, oh, this is a great idea, do it. There's just the intricacies of code, but if you're a AAA title, sometimes there's no excuse for doing that.
True.
For not doing it.
We don't know how difficult it would be to actually implement that.
Exactly.
It's a bit easier looking at it from a third party type of view where somebody else has already come up with the code in order to implement that. But again, I mean, it is EA.
Well, I think it's more DICE. I think I've seen a lot more DICE getting control of EA these days. I mean, I think EA Los Angeles was renamed to DICE Los Angeles.
Yeah, I think I remember saying that. I don't remember the details behind that, to be honest. But
Well, it's because I think it's the new EA Los Angeles did all the Command & Conquer series. Complete off top here, by the way.
Yeah.
And the new Command & Conquer coming out is using Frostbite 3, which is the same engine as Battlefield 4.
Interesting.
So they took control of it. And DICE are just pretty cool people in general.
yeah, I would say they're pretty cool people moving forward with like that, the mantle getting in on with AMD and stuff like that. Did you guys see the benchmarks for the 290X?
It's supposed to be really better than the Titan, and it's supposed to be cheaper than the Titan, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got this weird, reference cards aren't like the best to test off, but it's got this weird feature that when it has like two different fan features where it runs at like 40% of fan rate and 55. That if it gets above 95 degrees, it lowers the clock rate of the GPU to maintain the same what do you call this? The same
Fan speed.
yeah, fan speed and temperature. So
I'm not sure how this is really going geek talk. AMD's had that technology in for a while, so have Intel. Back in the old days, we're talking about back really old days of processing, AMD chips didn't have a thermal control, and if they ran too hot, they would literally blow up in the computer.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Intel didn't have this problem. AMD chips ran really hot, and it's only recent. I think like in 2006 or something like that, they put in the thermal control for the CPU, so they scaled back if they got too hot. Same with GPU policy, really. It's too hot, scale it back at the processors. It's not
Yeah.
really new. It's not really new technology. It's really old.
No, it's just interesting that sometimes it was limiting itself. It's not really like it was limiting the card from outperforming the Titan in a lot of ways. Yeah, I mean, we could. I don't mean to cut us short here, but we could talk about this like in a whole different podcast.
Yeah,
about
let's
hardware.
move.
So going forward, I guess we're gonna move on to like the timeline of the campaign. As Gwinzer stated, the draft opened today. So if you're listening to this and you haven't signed up, bad boy, go sign up. Moving forward from the draft, I guess the HGs
Before that,
have.
If
before
you don't
that-
know how to sign up for the draft, it's simple. Just log into the forum, hit ABC Home on the is it ABC Home? ABC Home in the top of the page, and then click the big sign up button. It's easy. That's you done.
Bam.
I'd just like to point out as well, I'm not sure if some of you realise this, but over the past couple of days we've done a couple more features into ABC. Once you've signed up, if you have been previous campaigns before, you can look at the old army structures, you can look at scars, lovely spinning ranks and medals. But yeah, we decided to release a load of new features for it.
There have been reports of people still getting the internal server error. Like I know
Yeah,
Yonder
that's
God just did that like I don't know 20 minutes ago. So
something we need to investigate a little bit more deeper. It's a little bit, if you think about it, the main guy who actually coded at Stiphen, who's no longer with us for a strange reason, has left us in a situation where we're trying to find out where the problem is, and I'm trying with all my heart to find it. We're not coders. I don't code for a job. And none of us are, I don't think. I know on the website team we do it for fun and do it in our own spare time. And I've got a job now, so it's finding time to do it is getting very limited.
yeah, well, thanks either way to you and I guess Flummy and everyone else working on ABC. It's awesome. It allows the HCs to kind of streamline everything. So that's super dope. I guess moving forward from in terms of dates, moving forward from the draft opening, we've got the launch party, which is on the 2nd of November, which I'm not really sure what that's all about. We're just going to get together and have a huge party? Or is that the...
Well, what we think is going to happen is preliminary is that everybody who's not officer or high command will just sit in the Battlefield 4 channel play, while the Battlefield 4, all the officers, high commands for the new campaign will probably sit in this lovely BF4 C1 dev meeting and talk for about 5 hours and then cry at the end of it.
As all campaign meetings go, yeah.
I'm gonna start crying now.
Yeah, that's why pretty much I don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. And then after that, the first scrim is being scheduled for November 9th. Is that correct? That's like really soon, man. That's pretty quick here.
We want to get this campaign going as soon as possible. Once the game is out, hopefully as many people will be getting it, and it saves us the startup period that we've had in the past. But the talks I've been hearing is we might not even do the scrims. We might just start straight off with the BFI or skip that and move straight on to week 1. Given the
Oh.
campaign system we're working with this time, we don't necessarily need the BFI or whatever. No, it's not going to be hugely risk-based. There's a map to provide direction, but it's not as complicated as our previous campaigns have been.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Lieutenant.
Well, I had read somewhere in the forums that we're going to call it a BFI, but really there's just going to be a coin toss. Since like Gwinzer alluded to, the campaign system isn't as complex as the risk system, so it's already set up to switch sides on the maps throughout the entire campaign. So because it's so fresh and new, there's really no sense in sort of who's going to attack first. We're all starting this new.
I'd like to point out something here to anybody who actually listens to this. The reason why we still haven't set anything in stone is most of this is actually still notes.
It's
because
Cheesy's fault.
it's Cheese and Shrapnel's fault. God damn you guys, if you listen to this, we're blaming you. Notice that the game, we're not so sure about the number of variables going into the game. We have not got anything concrete to go on for Battlefield 4. All we've done is had a server test and that's it. There's been rumours that you can play every single side on one map. That will open up a map pool with unlimited potential, or could change the campaign system completely. We don't know if there's going to be smaller versions of the Conquest maps, so it gives us a larger map pool, smaller map pool. So we really are working on a number of, I would say, estimated guesses.
That's good. I think being more reserved about those kind of things is a good approach for the HCs. I'm gonna ask Gwinzer and Rob something and putting you guys on the spot a bit. With the timetables that we've been shown, I haven't seen anything in terms of the draft. Is it going to be live? Are you
The
guys
draft will hopefully not be live, and it will be done behind closed doors. The reason for this is we've seen in the past where there will always be that person who's the last person picked.
Can
And
that
feels
just be me?
horrible for that
I'll
person.
be the last person.
No, because well, now you said that, and the person who's second last is going to be the last person, and they're going to feel hurt.
Well-
So ideally, and I think it works better for everyone involved, that the draft happens behind closed doors, and we announce the teams once that has been done. It makes everyone feel better. No one should be feeling sad that they've been picked last or whatever.
Fair enough.
So
That
allows
makes
a
sense.
little bit more confidentiality when it comes to what order people have been picked.
Fair enough. That makes sense in my opinion. I kind of see, like, I've been there in the HC doing a live draft, and I think that's a good move on your guys' part, and I commend that. Keeping the spirit of GC alive.
It's one of the many things that hasn't been confirmed yet, but that's certainly what I will be pushing for, and that's what makes sense. So
Yeah, that's the reason I was asking, is because we're looking at these dates. There's no timetable for a live draft, so that's why I was wondering. Moving on, I guess, to along those lines, about the theme of that campaign, which I think again, Gwyn's or Rob are going to be stealing the limelight of this cast because you guys are in your respective HCs. What do you guys think of the theme? Obviously, you guys like it, right, Gwynzer?
This one,
yeah. I mean, it's going to be very, very entertaining. It's made me want to get my copy of Red Alert 2 out and start playing that again. So far, I've not. But that's due laziness.
Grenzo, you're already behind me. I already played Red Alert 1, 2, and 3 already.
Kind
did
3,
well.
that was poo. But no,
Yeah, 3 was poo,
it's going to be entertaining at least. I hope there's plenty of option for creativity there, and so far we've seen the first issue of the Global Conflict Weekly released for the new campaign, and Insanity Rocks and his guys have done fantastic work with that. Created their own little bit of a universe based in the Red Alert universe, and it'll be fun, entertaining.
I think in the last campaigns, and forgive me if I'm wrong, most majority of the armies, if you look at the armies on ABC as well now, they've been quite serious campaigns, and quite serious themes. I like this more of a relaxed approach, just going for wackiness. I mean, I'm going to post a link in the channel here. I don't know if you're going to edit this onto the podcast, but there's a link, should be a link to our armies, if not. Give it out in a minute. And we've already got division commanders. I mean, hell, you've got you as your high command.
Nah, it was just me playing with ABC. That's not been proved
Go on.
by, that's not
Go on.
been proved by cheesy.
You heard it here first. Gwynzer broke ABC. So
Yeah.
if I get signed up, do I have to show up and play with a Soviet accent the whole time?
Yes.
It's mandatory.
I expect somebody to go Red October standing by in a Sean Connery accent, because he's a Russian submarine commander.
Gwynzer,
We talked about that earlier.
As I say, from that link down there on the Armies 13 there, you can see that we've already got our team set out, and it's looking quite funny. Tat Dogs especially.
yeah, I actually haven't read the GCW history thing. I haven't had a chance to, but Insanity, do you want to just touch a bit on what it's all about with a little bit more in depth? I know Gwynzer, you were speaking about it a bit, but Insanity.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll do my best. So it's out. It's on the front page. Have a read, comment. One of the goals that I wanted to do in publishing the backstory early was to get everyone sort of in their respective roles for the campaign. And I think I think it was our first podcast where we had Strap and Cheesy on, and they said that the theme is based on Red Alert 2. And so, not having played that game, I'm bowing my head in shame. I had to do my research, and so putting the story together, and I did have help with that. You know, Necromancer did help with the backstory. Um, and one of the things that was, I guess, relayed to me was how much they wanted the Red Alert 2 uh, game themes and highlights in the backstory and in the campaign. And so, I mean, we put something together, and I got Cheesy and Shrapnel's approval, and now you have the backstory.
I personally think it's a great choice. I've always loved Red Alert and Red Alert 2. It's been pretty much part of my childhood growing up. And I think it's a great way to introduce first campaign of Battlefield 4.
In any event, I think, yeah, we're going to have a good time with this theme and this campaign. And yeah, Rob's right. I mean, some of the previous campaigns were a bit too serious. And so, this is an attempt to lighten the mood and really focus on the fun.
I think the final thing we're going to talk about is just any final impressions us guys have from Battlefield 4.
Yeah, I think for the beta we kind of covered that, and you guys did too, right after the beta thing. In terms of, there's that one video, again, I can't remember who posted it up on the forums. I automatically, for some reason, I always want to just say it's HGX, because he posts so much good shit. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the Argentinian asshole. No, but someone posted the videos that got taken off WikiLeaks, and posted all that. I saw a couple of videos, and the maps look really cool. Yeah, so guys, the North American guys, go preload. Get those, max out your internet, because we've been finding it's maxing our internet. And also, sign up. I'm going to say it again. Get those signups up. If you're listening to this and you're not part of the Global Conflict community, that's okay. You can sign up to the Global Conflict community and get in on some beautiful command and conquer action. Either you're going to be part of the Soviets or them Yanks. Well, I guess it's the UN, isn't it? Or
Allied
Allies.
forces.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. They're all Yanks.
They're not
me-
Yanks. They're
Whoa,
Europeans.
whoa, whoa.
With that, guys, I want to encourage everyone to sign up to the campaign, to the draft, to get signed up. If you're not a part of Global Conflict and you don't have a lot of time to spare, you're worried about not getting into a huge commitment, go ahead and sign up. Remember, we're a community based around having fun, working together, getting those teamwork points up. And pretty much like we've been saying this whole podcast, based around our theme is just having fun. I'd like to thank Rob Willis, Gwinzer, Insanity, Seraphim, and Mr. Blue in the background for joining us. Until next week, guys, go and sign up. Thanks.